Thank you very much, Governor. Great to join you again today. The theme of my brief remarks are built around freedom and mutual respect. We have received a lot of questions through social media and through the office about 4th of July celebrations, and also want to touch briefly on the protests and the activities that the governor discussed. We're in that season where we're headed towards Independence Day, and people want to exercise their freedoms, and we want them to do so with mutual respect. The First Amendment does give us the right to peaceably assemble, and I emphasize that word peaceably. The protest, we want them to be heard about conditions and policies and injustices, but we also need to respect each other while we're listening to one another. And the defacing and the destroying of both the private and the public property is not a right. Disrupting businesses and traffic is not a right. And doesn't respect your fellow citizens. All of us can either escalate or de-escalate a situation with our words and our actions, and I think that's what we're encouraging, more peacemakers as we go through this process. And as we move towards Independence Day, that theme of mutual respect, we need to make sure that it's observed. We get a lot of questions about fireworks, and we want to provide some of that clarification today. We know that there will be many celebrations across Ohio, and we've received some questions about them. The large gathering order is still in place. Large gatherings are highly discouraged and not allowed. And a lot of the fireworks shows have already been canceled. But some of them will proceed. We know that some are still going to be holding these events. We just ask you to do so safely. And that requires all of us, not just the local government or the community that may be sponsoring it. It requires all of us in our actions. Fireworks shows are not prohibited. They can proceed, but what we're encouraging is, or what we're not encouraging is the large gatherings. There are ways that we can celebrate without gathering too closely together. It's the same common sense guidance that we've provided all the way through that you've been hearing for months: the distancing, the disinfecting, the masks, and small groups. So we encourage you to celebrate safely during this approaching Independence Day holiday and practice that social distancing the entire time, because you can still celebrate. You can just watch from your porch or your car or a backyard or someplace where you don't have to be close to people that you don't normally associate with. That's the mutual respect for each other. It's that balance between freedom and responsibility, and Ohioans have done so great so far. That's why our numbers continue to be solid. We continue in many cases to do the right things, to see success in this state, and it's because of your actions. And I know that as we exercise our freedom in the coming days and weeks, that we'll get this right too. So thank you. Governor?